welcome back to Cooking with Candace Nicole. Today I am going to be making one of my family's favorite recipes, my smothered chicken. This recipe, my kids, my fiance, everyone really loves it. It's super good. It's easier than what you think. But before we get started, don't forget to like this video as well as subscribe to my channel so you can see more recipes similar to this that are easy but full of flavor. So let's go ahead and get started. So first I'm going to add some oil into my pan, my pot. Then I have 1/4 of a stick of butter. And I'm going to add that in there as well. And then while the butter is melting and the oil is getting hot with the pan, I'm going to go ahead and season my chicken thighs. I have 5 chicken thighs. That's what typically fits into my pot that I have right here. And I like to keep my skin on my chicken thighs because I like to crisp up that skin, and to me it just adds another layer of flavor on it. And I'm gonna go ahead and season both sides, and I already washed or rinsed off my chicken's thighs as well as patted them dry, so they're dry and they're clean. And now I'm going to go ahead and season them. And you can add as much seasoning as you want. And the only seasoning that I add onto my chicken thighs is, once again, Zatarain's Creole seasoning. That's the only seasoning that I put on my chicken thighs. I will put other seasoning into the pot, but as far as the thighs itself, that's the only thing that I'm going to add. As you can hear, the butter and the oil is getting nice and hot for my chicken thighs. And as that continues to get hot and melt down, the very next thing that I'm going to do is put my chicken thighs in flour. I went ahead and just shook my chicken thighs in a bag of flour and then shook them off to shake the excess flour off of it. And I'm gonna go ahead and place my chicken thigh skin side down first, and I'm gonna go ahead and let that crisp up. And you want your chicken thighs to get nice and crispy. And the flour that I dredged my chicken thighs in, that is going to help with making the good old gravy for the smothered chicken thighs, guys. So I have let my chicken thighs brown for a few minutes. I'm not cooking them all the way through. That's not the purpose of this. You just want to brown them. And so about this is what you want your chicken thighs to look like when you want to turn it over. I'm gonna go ahead and turn my chicken thighs over. Like I said, I'm just browning them. I'm not cooking them all the way through. I just want them to crisp up and get that brown color, that golden color. And I'm gonna flip them over so the other side can do that as well. So guys, this is what your chicken thighs should look like. This is the color that it should look like when you want to flip them over. And like I said, I'm going to allow the other side to just brown as well and crisp up, and let that cook for a few minutes on the other side as well. So my chicken thighs are ready to come out. They're brown on both sides, nice and crispy. And I'm just going to place them right back on this pan on the other side. Like I said, they're not cooked all the way through. They are just nice and crispy and brown. and it helps with that gravy process. Over here, I have my onions as well as my garlic. I am going to go ahead and dump my onions into the pot and let those onions cook some. Let them get translucent. Just stir them around for just a little while, maybe about a minute or two, depending on how hot you have your fire. Now, I did turn my fire down from when I originally had my chicken in the pot. I turned it down to medium low. Before, I did have it on medium, but I don't want my fire too hot because when I add my garlic, I don't want my garlic to burn right away because garlic cooks really, 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 really fast. And that's the worst thing, is when your garlic burns. At least to me, that's the worst thing. I hate that. So I'm just gonna let my onions cook down, and once they become translucent, then I will add my garlic. Let my garlic cook just for a little while, and then I will add my flour. So my onions have cooked down, and now I'm going to go ahead and add in my garlic. I chopped up about 3 garlic cloves. They were nice size. So depending on, I love garlic. Depending on how much garlic you like, you can add 2. If they're small, add 4. But like I said, mine were nice size, so I added 3 of them. And I'm just gonna stir that in with the onion and let that garlic cook. And while it is cooking, I'm going to go ahead and grab my flour. I have a tablespoon of flour, and I'm going to go ahead and just add that tablespoon of flour into my oil. And this is what's going to thicken your gravy for your smothered chicken, guys. After adding the flour in, you're just gonna stir it and continue to allow that oil, the butter, the flour, onions, garlic, all of that to just kind of get together. And what you're really doing is making a roux, kind of like, if you saw my other YouTube video, you saw how to make a roux. And although this isn't quite a roux because I haven't done equal parts of oil and flour, it's very similar. And if you already have a blonde roux together, really, you can use that to do your smothered chicken. Now I have added some water to my pot, and now that I've added the water in, what I'm gonna do, I'm using Better Than Bouillon, the roasted chicken base, and I'm really just gonna grab like 2 chunks of this and add it into my pot. Like I said, 2 chunks, about that much, and just add it in there. You can use chicken stock if you want to. I prefer that just because I feel like it has so much more flavor to it. And I love flavor. So after you add that, let that stir in just a little bit. You're gonna get your chicken thighs. Grab your chicken thighs, skin face down. You're gonna go ahead and put it back into the pot. So put all your chicken thighs back in the pot. And I have turned my heat up just to about medium high because I want my liquid to come to a boil. And once it comes to a boil, then I will turn it down to about low, and then put a top on and let it cook for 10 minutes on the side that it's on. And then I'm gonna come back, take the lid off, and flip all of the chickens over and let it cook another 10 minutes. So this is how the chicken looks. It's boiling now, and now that it's boiling, I'm going to turn the heat down to low and add a lid onto my chicken pot. All right, guys, so for the last 10 minutes, what I'm going to do is go ahead and add some thyme into my pot. Give that a good little stir. Give that a good little stir. Get it in there. And once again, that is going to add a nice flavor profile to my chicken for when I do take it out. I'm gonna place the lid back on and then allow that to cook for just another 10 minutes. 10 minutes has passed by, and this is what my final chicken looks like in the pot. And I'm going to go ahead and plate it up for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and plate up my chicken for you guys. And I also had already prepared some rice as well. Go ahead and scoop some of that gravy and put it on top of the chicken as well as on top of my rice. And like I said, this is once again one pot that you're gonna use, not more than one pot, so you don't have much to clean up. Cook some vegetables. You have a complete meal for your family, for yourself, for whomever. I hope you guys enjoy this recipe as much as me and my family does. And like I said, yeah, it's super easy, super simple, one pot once again. And if you do like this video, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Cooking with Candace Nicole, as well as like this video, leave some comments below, and tell me what you think. If you tried this recipe, if you like it, didn't like it, let me know below.